Grüßt euch und Servus miteinander. Well, what was that? Well, hello and welcome, friends of the art of Japanese prints. Well, this Servus Grüß, that is how we in Bavaria make a friendly hello and welcome. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Dieter and I'm the manager and owner of the Artelino company. The Artelino company sells Japanese prints and sometimes also other art like paintings in weekly online auctions. And we produce videos on a regular, sometimes irregular basis, usually about Japanese prints. But today it's about a painting by a famous artist. His name is Brian Williams, and it's this watercolor. It was created by Brian Williams in 2009, and here, well, it's signed, it's and dated, and the technique is a watercolor. And it was painted on a stiff handmade washi paper. It's nearly like a thin cardboard washi paper that's among the best paper you can get in the world. It's handmade, it's, well, I'm not telling more, but it's unbelievable. For those, we usually offer and sell prints. For those of you who are not really familiar about the difference of paintings and prints, let me explain that in a few short words. A painting is something unique. It's made once, it's painted in oil or with watercolors. Well, this is a watercolor, whereas a print is copied several times, yeah, from a steel plate or a wood block. And a print can be a limited edition. Let's say then you have 100 copies, or an unlimited, well, then you don't know how many. And therefore a painting usually, nearly always, is more expensive than a print, especially if it was made by a famous artist like Brian Williams. Let me now tell you more about Brian Williams, a little bit his biography. He was born in 1954 in Lima in Peru, and when he was 12 years old, his parents moved to Chile. And later, in 1966, he was sent to California for high school and college. 1966. California, San Francisco. Does that trigger something for you? When you're 18 years old, maybe not, but when you have an age a little bit comparable to mine, the hippie movements, my friend, yeah. And Brian Williams also experienced that when he was in California. And it somehow inspired him for arts, and he decided he wanted to become an artist. Well, he finished high school and finished college, and in 1972 he bought a one-way ticket for Japan because he was so intrigued by Japanese art, and he had just $300 in his pocket. So, and of course he was completely unknown, nobody knew him. And then how to make a living in Japan as an American, Peruvian, Chilean, American in Japan. Well, artists then usually work as a teacher for English. Brian Williams is bilingual, so he made a living at the beginning as a teacher for English and for Spanish. And he settled down in the area of Kyoto and in the countryside. Now you have many deserted villages, deserted farmhouses, depilated, and he either bought or rented, I don't know, one of these old farmhouses, renovated it with his own force and skill, and he even married a Japanese woman, and he studied old traditional Japanese and Western printmaking techniques and painting techniques. And it happened, he became famous. His artworks are today in all renowned museums worldwide. Let me mention a few names. The British Museum, the Art Gallery in New South Wales, that's the most important museum in Australia, the Portland Art Institute, or the Cincinnati Art Museum. On the website of Artelino, you find much more than just a weekly auction of Japanese prints. We offer a plethora of contents. Among others, you will find more than 1,000 articles in English centered around Japanese prints, many of them biographies. And of course, we have also biography about Brian Williams. And I want to show you now this biography, and I want to make a test. I want to test how well it works using a tablet or a smartphone or your normal desktop computer to find something on Google, not using typing in, but by speech recognition. Brian Williams is a little bit tricky because he's also a famous newspaper reporter, I think of NBC. So let's try that and add the word artist to it. Okay, I click here now on this mic symbol. Artist Brian Williams. Well, works pretty well. Brian Williams, Artelino, and Google shows that they have some intelligence. They show Artelino on the first page and even as the number one. Let's click on it. Okay, this is our article about Brian Williams, and there you find a bunch of more detailed information about him. And we always decorate our articles with images and a short description of sold prints. Yeah, you find quite a few of them. Yeah, you can see it. And when you click on one, let's try that here. Okay, you get a more detailed description on a separate page. Let's go back again to the article page. No, I didn't want to go there. To the article page. And I want to show you something. You see there on bottom, available in current auction. These are the two prints that we have in our current auction, and you may have seen them before. So what we do, we connect our auction catalogs with the contents, and the contents with the actual auction catalog. To my knowledge, well, there's nothing comparable on the internet. We want to give you as much information on your fingertips as possible, centered around Japanese prints. So much for today. Let me conclude with a Japanese proverb. Boasting begins where wisdom stops. How timeless and how up to date. Thank you, goodbye. Hoping to see you in our auctions and hoping to see you for our next video. Goodbye.